Everything is hard before it is easy. What is not started today is never finished tomorrow. Those who have no hope for a future life are already dead for the present one. Whatever you can do, or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. Magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. Nothing is worth more than this day. You cannot relive yesterday. Tomorrow is still beyond your reach. At the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires to assist you. You can easily judge the character of a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him. Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. Man is made by his belief. As he believes, so he is. Treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and you help them to become what they are capable of being. None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. To think is easy. To act is hard. But the hardest thing in the world is to act in accordance with your thinking. Willing is not enough, we must do. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. Correction does much, but encouragement does more. Courage is the commitment to begin without any guarantee of success. It is not enough to have knowledge, one must apply it. It is not enough to have wishes, one must also accomplish it. The moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. Whatever you think you can do, or believe you can do, begin it. Action has magic, power and grace. The greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand as in what direction we are moving. Just begin and the mind grows heated, continue, and the task will be completed. Why look for conspiracy, when stupidity can explain so much? Do not hurry, do not rest. If I accept you as you are, I will make you worse. However, if I treat you as though you are what you are capable of becoming, I help you become that. Daring ideas are like chessmen moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. Every second is of infinite value. Just trust yourself and you'll learn the art of living. If you want to make life easy, make it hard. The soul that sees beauty may sometimes walk alone. Do not give in too much to feelings. A overly sensitive heart is an unhappy possession on this shaky earth. Enjoy what you can, endure what you must. Love is an ideal thing, marriage a real thing. The dangers of life are infinite, and among them is safety. Nothing is so strong as gentleness, nothing so gentle as real strength. One always has time enough, if one will apply it well. Precaution is better than cure. In nature we never see anything isolated, but everything in connection with something else which is before it, beside it, under it and over it. The human race is a monotonous affair. Most people spend the greatest part of their time working in order to live, and what little freedom remains so fills them with fear that they seek out any and every means to be rid of it. A great person attracts great people and knows how to hold them together. To think is easy. To act is difficult. To act as one thinks is the most difficult. It is not doing the thing we like to do, but liking the thing we have to do, that makes life blessed. There is strong shadow where there is much light. One cannot always be a hero, but one can always be a man. What is my life if I am no longer useful to others? Ingratitude is always a kind of weakness. I have never known men of ability to be ungrateful. Every reader, if he has a strong mind, reads himself into the book, and amalgamates his thoughts with those of the author. Never let a day pass without looking at some perfect work of art, hearing some great piece of music and reading, in part, some great book. The man who masters himself is delivered from the force that binds all creatures. Difficulties increase the nearer we get to the goal. There is nothing insignificant in the world. It all depends on the point of view. There are only two lasting bequests we can hope to give our children. One of these is roots, the other, wings. It is not enough to take steps which may someday lead to a goal, each step must be itself a goal and a step likewise. We must always change, renew, rejuvenate ourselves, otherwise, we harden. The greatest evil that can befall man is that he should come to think ill of himself. One can be instructed in society, one is inspired only in solitude. Do you want to live happily? Travel with two bags, one for giving, the other for receiving. Treat a person as they are, they will remain so. Treat a person the way that person can be and is capable of being, and that person will become as he or she can be and should be. Truth must be repeated again and again, because error is constantly being preached roundabout. All our knowledge is symbolic. There is nothing in the world more shameful than establishing oneself on lies and fables. Nature understands no jesting. She is always true, always serious, always severe. She is always right, and the errors are always those of man. The important thing in life is to have a great aim, and the determination to attain it. No one would talk much in society if they knew how often they misunderstood others. God made man simple, but how he changed and got complicated is hard to say. The ideal of beauty is simplicity and tranquility. Let everyone sweep in front of his own door, and the whole world will be clean. To live within limits. To want one thing, or a few things very much and love them dearly. Cling to them, survey them from every angle. Become one with them, that is what makes the poet, the artist, the human being. Behavior is the mirror in which everyone shows their image. Everything is simpler than you think and at the same time more complex than you imagine. It is easier to perceive error than to find truth, for the former lies on the surface and is easily seen, while the latter lies in the depth, where few are willing to search for it. There is nothing worse than aggressive stupidity. If we take people only as they are, then we make them worse. If we treat them as if they were what they should be, then we bring them to where they can be brought. This is the true measure of love, when we believe that we alone can love, that no one could ever have loved so before us, and that no one will ever love in the same way after us. The man with insight enough to admit his limitations comes nearest to perfection. Divide and rule, a sound motto. Unite and lead, a better one. To know someone here or there with whom you can feel there is understanding in spite of distances or thoughts expressed that can make life a garden. Progress has not followed a straight ascending line, but a spiral with rhythms of progress and retrogression, of evolution and dissolution. It is the nature of grace always to fill spaces that have been empty. A great deal may be done by severity, more by love, but most by clear discernment and impartial justice. In the end we are all separate, our stories, no matter how similar, come to a fork and diverge. We are drawn to each other because of our similarities, but it is our differences we must learn to respect. People should talk less and draw more. Personally, I would like to renounce speech altogether and, like organic nature, communicate everything I have to say visually. Talent develops in quiet, alone, character is sharpened in the torrent of the world. Science and art belong to the whole world, and before them vanish the barriers of nationality.